What's up, guys? So in today's video, I want to talk about buying back your time. This is something that I've been more interested in recently because of a few changes I made in my life. And I came to the realization that I want to optimize my life so I'm using my time the way I want. Because if you're more strategic with your time, I'm going to go into this like you have more time to your life to do what you want to do rather than like you wasting it on things that you don't want to do. It doesn't make sense because time is a very limited resource, and it's one of those resources when you spend it, it is gone. Like, it's not like money, it's not like gold or diamonds, like where you could spend it or use it and get it back or trade it. Once you spend your time, it's gone and you cannot get it back. But what you can do is be strategic with it. There's certain ways where you could pay someone to do something, or either be strategic with your lifestyle and where you're going. Like, there's ways that you could buy your time back, and that's what I'm going in this video today. So, number one, I'm very lucky to have a commute to my job and my gym that is very short. I would say both of them, my job and gym, are 10 minutes each. So like if I go to work in the morning, it takes me 10 minutes to get there. When I clock out, it takes me 10 minutes to get home. Or when I get home and I want to go to the gym, it takes me 10 minutes. And I know not everyone has the luxury to live very close to where they want, because sometimes like either the company you work for or the skill or trade you're in require you to go further, like a half hour, an hour, maybe even like more than that. But you have to be aware of these things when you make these decisions. Say if you're making a job change and it's based on money. You have a location close to you, and then you have a location an hour and a half away. But the one further away might pay a little bit more. You have to think, is that worth my time? Is me getting paid just a little bit more worth it? That's something you have to ask yourself. Or say if you're not employed right now and you're like making a career change or something, when you're setting up your life or when you're making changes, you are in control more than you think. You could either change locations at your job, or you could just straight up change where you live. Say if you have a year left on your lease and the commute is taking a lot of time out of your day, you should consider moving closer to your job, or having a gym closer to you, or having a grocery store closer to you. All these things, when you optimize it, it saves you so much time. And like I try to basically optimize my life so it's enjoyable, I get my time back, and like it's just something that like I found interesting recently, because I drive all day at my job, and for me to think if I had an hour or more commute, especially in traffic, would drive me crazy. Like, I know people at my job where like they might come into work and it takes them 40 minutes or 50 minutes to get in because there's no traffic, but it might take them 2 hours to get home because of traffic. That would drive me crazy, and I would have to make a change. I don't care if they pay good. I don't care if like I like where I live. Like, I would have to change something up, because I'm not doing no fucking driving all day to go in a 2 hour traffic home. That would just completely fuck up my lifestyle. So keep that in mind. Like, I just want you guys to be aware. I'm not saying you have to make a move right away, but if you ever are making a decision on where you live or where your job is or where the gym is, like, you have to think of things like this, because you are at the end of the day in control, and you could optimize your life to get the most time out of it and the most, like, I've been really prioritizing peace and having a low stress life. Like, obviously we go into times where we have setbacks and we have problems, but like I try to lower that, like, if that makes sense. Like, I want to make my life as simple as possible because there's already so much shit we got to deal with in our lives that are just going to pop up naturally that you might as well try to create a life that's like enjoyable as it is. So, the next one, this is honestly the one that like really got me thinking, oh, I could buy my time back because a lot of people that are successful and make a lot of money, they know time is their number one asset. So say if someone makes $100 an hour, like, would it be smart for them to cook their own food or wash their own car if it only takes them $20 to pay someone to do that, but they make $100 an hour? Like, if them washing their car or cooking their food only takes them 20 an hour, then they're basically losing 80 because they can have a skill that makes them 100 an hour. But like Alex Hormozy talks about this a lot. And at first I thought this type of stuff was only meant for someone that is like super wealthy and like they could just pay someone for a maid, they could pay someone to do their clothes, they could pay someone to like fucking shop for them, all this shit. But I realized you could start on a small level. Like I said, the first thing I went over has nothing to do with money really. Like, I mean, it can, depending on where you live and what your job is, but that necessarily you aren't paying for it, you're just being strategic. This next one, you are paying for it, but luckily by me, I did the math and it was like, it's basically as cheap as me going to the grocery store or cheaper. But recently there's been like a meal prep spot that opened up by my house. I actually have one right here. Let me show you. And it's been life changing. Like, I feel like this really opened up my eyes to like buying back your time. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. This saves me so much fucking time. It honestly doesn't cost me too much and it is affordable for my lifestyle right now. This is what I'm doing. So like they come in these little containers, they're like healthy food options. And basically like they have a thing where like when they freeze their meals or it gets to a certain point, they freeze it and it's like half off. It's so much cheaper. I buy them in bulk. I get like 15 of them at a time. And it's almost like as cheap or cheaper than going to the grocery store. So I'm like, in my mind, like, because there's some meal prep things online, like if you don't have one by you and you buy it online, it can be expensive. It could come out to like $11, $12 a meal, but like I got it cheaper than that. So I'm like, if I have the option to go to the, like, listen to how annoying this is. You have to like figure out what type of meal you're gonna make. You gotta figure out the recipe unless you have like a thing that you make over and over again. Like when I would cook, I would do the most basic shit. Like I would do like ground beef and rice and stuff like that. Because I'm not like the best cook, but that's another topic. But for me to figure out, all right, what am I gonna eat? What are the ingredients I need to think of all that shit? Then you gotta drive to the supermarket. Say the supermarket's busy. You're wasting your time. Like, you driving to the supermarket's gonna take like 10 minutes. Then you being in the supermarket, seeing what you want, that's gonna take like another fucking hour. You gotta drive back. You gotta like put all this shit in the fridge, cook. That's gonna take another fucking hour. Then like it's gonna take 20, 30 minutes to clean up all this shit. And then you gotta put it in containers. I was like, for the same fucking price, I could just go to the place, put them all in a bag. I put them in my freezer and like I'll take them out as I go. Like I'll put it in my fridge and it'll thaw out so I have it for the next day. I'm like, I'm doing that. Even if it costs me a little bit more, I'm doing that. They're healthy, they're easy. You don't have to clean shit up. Like when I eat the container and then I just throw it out. I was like, that saves me so much time. And not only that, it saves me like like what do they call it? Decision fatigue. Because like when I go to work or when I come home from work, I don't need to think, oh, like I need to pick something out for food, or I don't know what I'm gonna have for lunch today at work. Like I don't want to think all that. I want to go into the fridge, pulling out, boom, I have lunch or dinner or whatever. So not only am I optimizing my time, but I'm also optimizing my decision fatigue so I can make decisions more based on like what I need. Like say me focusing on this YouTube channel, I have more time and decision like I guess capacity because I'm not thinking about like, oh, where am I gonna eat tonight or what am I gonna I just go to the fridge, pull it out, eat, and then like I could do what I want. Even like people that are super, super high level, like Mark Zuckerberg, some of these people you would see like they would say they would wear like the same outfit every day because it saves them time and they're not like wasting their decision on it. So that's like a whole different video, like decision fatigue and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm basically explaining I'm paying a service to have someone cook me healthy, high quality protein meals where I could just pick it up, put it in my fridge, and that's that. I know I'm eating healthy. I know I'm hitting my protein goal. I'm not wasting a bunch of time cooking. And it is honestly fucking life changing. That's like one of the reasons I made this video because ever since I did that, I was like, this is so worth it. And like I said, I didn't just go out overnight and like get a personal chef. I have a maid coming to my house. Like I have like someone doing my laundry or like I'm paying for all these services. I started small. I was like, oh, a meal prep spot open by my house. Let me try it. And like bought stuff that I could afford and like did with my budget and shit. And I was like, listen, I could afford this. And you could go step by step. Like say you're elevating in your career, you keep making more money or you keep getting your side hustle going up, making you more income. You could go step by step. You don't have to go from like having none of these services to like just going out and like having a like 10 different services at once that you're paying for. Like I'm saying to go by step and see how you try it. And slowly by slowly, like me just doing this one decision buys me back hours and hours and hours of time each week and like forget about it over a month or a year. Like that shit adds up. Even like I said with the commute to work compared to like say I'm a person that takes me 10 minutes to go to work and the person that takes them an hour. Add that shit up over 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years. How much fucking time I would have compared to that other person. Same thing with cooking. Like imagine all the time I would buy back because like I made these strategic changes. And you could do the same thing. You just gotta go slowly, like what you could afford and what you could do right now. Number 3, I'm giving you guys another like free thing that you could do. And this one is honestly very simple, very easy, but at the same time, like everyone does it. So in the morning, I really try not to go on my phone. What I do recently is like my alarm will go off, I will turn off my alarm and go get my coffee and just like sit there. I will just like chill with my coffee and just let my mind warm up a little bit. The only time I use my phone in the morning is number one, I check for the weather sometimes to see what I gotta wear for the day. Because the weather in New York has been crazy recently. It's like it'll be fucking 20 degrees and it's 70 degrees. It's like I just gotta check to make sure I'm wearing the right thing. That takes me 1 second. I just look at it. All right, this is the weather for today, and that's it. Or the one other exception is sometimes I'll put on like the radio on my phone or like some music playing in the background as I'm having my coffee or as I'm getting dressed. I'll listen to like some chill music to get me in the vibe for the day. But the last thing I try not to do, because don't get me wrong, I got into this trap a lot of times and I know a lot of people do. And it is probably the worst way to start your day is once you open Instagram or TikTok and you start fucking scrolling. You open that shit, you look at the timer, say it's like 8:40 in the morning, and you start scrolling, it's like boom, you look up, it's fucking 9:10. A half hour went like that and you don't even fucking know it. And then next thing you know, you're fucking scrambling to get your stuff together, you're rushing to go to work, and now you're chaotic because you're trying to rush to go to work because you wasted a half hour scrolling through the videos, and it just fucks the whole day up. And not only that, it fucks with your dopamine too. Like you want to have like a low stress, low dopamine state in the morning where like sometimes I won't even listen to music at all. I will literally get my coffee and just sit there and just listen to nothing and try to think about nothing. Sometimes it is like we get so much information towards us every day that sometimes like just thinking of nothing is so peaceful because I feel like my brain, like sometimes I overthink or I get so much information. It's like sometimes to just think of nothing and take that time for yourself is very important. So that could save a lot of time. Say if you spend a half hour every morning scrolling, you cut that out. Now you have an extra half hour out of your day. So like, you know what, like I'm trying to say with all this stuff is like, you have to be aware of these things. Like when you're more self-aware and you realize, oh, my commute is an hour long. Maybe I could change locations or change where I live. Or, oh, I'm going to start meal prepping. Or like, even if you don't have a meal prep spot by you, sometimes before this spot opened, I would go to like Whole Foods or ShopRite and they would have these family style things and I would buy it. They would be affordable and I'll break up 4 meals into one. Instead of wasting my time cooking, all I have to do is just put them in containers. And I just like became fascinated with this. I was like, how much time could I buy back and I could use it for what I want? Say if you want to spend that time reading or going for a walk or going to the gym, instead of spending time on things that you don't want to do. Like say you don't want to cook. Why would you spend all that time cooking when you could pay for it or get a service that does it for you? Like, yes, it might cost a little bit more money, but if it's in your budget and you know you're going to make more in the future, just do it. Because like I said, you could always get more money. You could literally go out tomorrow and blow 100 fucking K. You could blow your whole bank account. And if you really grind, you could get it back. But if you wasted the last like hundreds of hours out of last year, either on a commute or scrolling or cooking when you don't want to do it, that time is gone. You're not getting it back. So that's why I'm more okay with like just letting more money go and getting my time back because I know I could get the money back, but I can't get the time back. And you have to be okay with like, I realize I'm the type of person, like obviously like I want to like optimize my finances and save, but I'm like the type of person that I got very like desensitized to money. I notice there's some people I come across and they're very, very scared to spend anything. And like they get attached to it. And I feel like this is a terrible way to look at money. Like I really truly use money as a tool. And in my self-development journey, I spent hundreds of like, if not, actually, no, I wouldn't say hundreds. I would spend thousands on investing in myself. Either if I paid for a mentor, I paid for like a fitness person or courses, communities, like high quality food, books. There's so many things that I invested in myself and I really don't have any regrets towards that. And you have to look at this with your time as well. Like obviously, if you follow this channel, you're probably very into self-development and mindset too. So you have to be okay with letting the money go because like you could always get it back, but like we're a number one asset, and our number one asset we have is time. So it's like, I like to invest in myself, but also be strategic with my time and try to buy it back when I can. And before I let you guys go on this video, just write down in your notebook, what is something that I could buy my time back? Or what is an area where I could get time back? Is there something you could cut out? Like this is just like another random thing I'll give to you guys. And this has nothing to do with money. If anything, it saved me a bunch of money stopping it. Because some things you have to pay for to get it back. Say if you want someone to clean your house and you have to buy a maid, that's something you pay for, but you're getting your time back, because cleaning a house, it takes fucking forever. So I used to smoke weed, and this literally, like the amount of, like I honestly had this realization the other day. I was like, I'm glad I did it, because I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I'm glad I did it when I was younger and like outgrew that phase, and now I don't want to do it. But the amount of fucking time I spent smoking weed is like mind-boggling. I was like, the amount of time and money I spent, if I just used that to try and be productive or make money, like I would have like been so much further off right now. But I can't go back in time. But reflecting, it's like, even my thought process, like say if I ran out of weed and then I'm like, that's all I'm thinking about. I'm like, oh, I gotta hit up the dealer. Then you gotta wait on this person. Then you gotta drive and meet up to them. And then you take time to go to the gas station, get something like a paper or blunt to roll up. You do all this shit. You spend the time to smoke. Now you're just chilling and wasting time. And then you do it all over again. It wears off. You're like, oh, I need to get more. Like, I gotta meet up with someone else. I gotta like find them. Then you're waiting hours back to hear back from them, and then you finally meet up with them. You go to the ATM, you smoke, you come back. Like, me cutting out that habit bought me back so much fucking time, and I saved money. So there's things like you might have to reflect in your life. Like say you're doing a bad habit, or you're hanging out with the wrong people, or your gym is like a half hour away. Like, be strategic. You don't always have to spend a lot of money to buy your time back. Sometimes it's just you removing things or just rearranging things. Like I said, with the job or the gym, you have to do an audit and just write down in your notebook, where areas that I could get my time back? What are things that I could let go of or cut off? Because I guarantee you, like, you don't want to die and realize like you wasted a lot of time and things you didn't want to do. So you might as well take the audit now and make those decisions, and then you'll have more time for things you do want to do. Like I said, going for a walk, reading, journaling. Say you're into painting, or you're into like doing what I'm doing. I'm talking about content, I'm doing a YouTube. I allocate time towards this by cutting off other things that I do not want to do. So I hope you guys appreciate that video. If you haven't, subscribed, and let's get after it.